Hi there, this is the start of our animatic. This is the start of our animatic for our Slender film, and I will talk you through the shots and what we intend to do in the future. So here we have the first shot. This is basically an establishing shot where it kind of mirrors the game. We hope to maybe get him to turn on the light and then him have a look around the forest. And then what we want him to do is shine a light back at the characters and turn around, and obviously he's in the woods at night, so we want him to feel quite cautious and all that kind of jazz. And so yeah, and they climb over the fence, and we get a shot of them walking into the woods, which we kind of want them to feel a sense of isolation. So we just want to kind of we want to kind of enclose them, so almost like they're going into the unknown in a way. Anyway, moving on. We have them in scene 2. They're setting up cameras to capture Slender and his movements. And so here you go. There will be Connor and Amy setting up the cameras, while Max will be setting up the lights in another shot. Now this is the scene where he basically asks, okay, so what is the Slender Man? So we have a few shots of Amy showing Max the file full of photos of Slender Man, and he passes them along to Max in this one. We want to get a shot of some of the photos on there, so that the audience can also see the photos, and this will be shown when Max takes a look at them also. But you also have one, basically Connor and Amy and Max are having this argument as to whether Slender is real or not, and this is when Max passes the file back to Amy with all the photos inside and stuff, and he goes looking into the woods. That's when he hears a load of noises, and he begins to get paranoid and starts running away, but he can't find his way back. And then we have a bit where the torch goes out, and we wanted to film this scene for two specific reasons. One, to give the audience a good scare, but also to create even more of a sense of isolation. And so that's what we did here. And we wanted to include a scene with a match, because, you know, it's the basic form of light. It's not exactly as powerful as a torch. It's just kind of like the last resort, really. And that's when he sees Slender Man right in front of him. Now this shot, we want to be literally just a fraction of a second. We don't want it to be any longer, because then you see less of him and you feel a bit more like, you know, you don't know the character well or anything like that. And so that's when he falls over and the match goes out and the torch comes back on, which should be explained in the film. I think it comes back on when the Slender Man goes away. So he starts running and he falls. We want to see where he falls into a stream of some sort, just kind of like a you know, just out of he doesn't care where he's running, or just that he gets away from the Slender Man. But you also, in these scenes, we want him to keep calling out the names of Connor and Amy's characters, so that just because he's still trying to find them and he's lost in the woods. But we want this scene to have him kind of like a shot of him running towards the camera, and we want a few running shots in there, which would be great. And then what we want to do is him come towards the fence, and we want a kind of first-person perspective at one point, so that it shows the fence there. And also it mirrors the game a bit as well, because the game is first person. Then we want him to we'll have a few shots of his face and his expressions to show how scared he is. And we want him to get to the fence, and this is a scene which I imagine will be quite tricky to film, because we need to find a fence. That should all come in due course. But we have him climbing up the fence with the torch in hand, and him arriving safely. But then we want him to have a shot of him looking through the fence back at Slender. So that will be there. He'll be there, and he'll only be there for a brief second. But I want him to kind of like go back into the woods, kind of like to show he's disappearing now. He was there, you know, and now he's not. And then we kind of want him to get a sigh of relief almost, just there. But then, as soon as he turns around, we want Slender to be there, thus ending the film, and then kind of mirroring the game's ending where the screen just shows Slender and it goes all staticky. Okay, and that will be the end of our film right there. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our animatic, and I'll be posting this on the blog ASAP.